give a couple moments to an open floor if anybody had a brief question or share about the practice we just did.
So I know we always practice metta as a chant, but what is your preferred way for practicing metta as a form of meditation?
The question for Zoom was, I know that we practice metta in here generally as a chant, but what's my preferred method of practicing metta as a practice? Great question. Is there anyone in the room, you just go like this if you don't know what metta is, or if you want me to say it. Okay, so metta is a Pali word. Pali is the language that the historical Buddhist teachings were first written down in. Metta is an ancient word, probably common to different language groups. See it in Sanskrit and Proto-Sanskrit and different languages from around that area. But the word metta is often translated as friendliness or kindness. There's a whole bunch of different translations, and people have their preferences and can make very good arguments for why theirs is the right one, and that's why we have opinions. Because, you think yours is right. So I know mine is wrong. I know that loving kindness is not a very good translation of metta, but I'm very sappy like that, and I like it. So the historical Buddha, we often, look at the image behind me, this meditating, serene sage. That's usually the picture we get, but the Buddha was very firm, very strong, and would exhort his students to cultivate what he called these, the Brahma Viharas, or these immeasurables, these wholesome qualities of heart. The four primary are metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. Metta, loving kindness, he called the chief. He said it's like their captain, is the most important. And he wanted his students to have loving kindness, this friendliness, as their default state, and felt like it was absolutely crucial to the practice. So you could imagine loving kindness as a friendly openness towards people, towards yourself and your own ongoing changing states, towards situations as they change in your life. And the genius of metta, of friendliness, is it doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens to you or everyone that's in your life. But the question of metta becomes, can you meet what is happening here? Can you meet what is arising with friendliness? It becomes this incredible journey. Can I meet what is arising in my own life right now? And that's as true on the cushion as it is out there. If there isn't a single aspect of your life where that question is not applicable and profound as a practice. So, metta. For me personally, to answer your question, for me personally, the practice of metta is generally expresses itself in two ways. There's the metta phrases that I chant throughout the day as a way of generating intention. So, like, before I leave the house, I take refuge and I chant metta. And then as I don't know how to say this right, because metta isn't really a feeling. It's not like, fear or joy or love. It's an orientation. But there's after some years now, there's like kind of a shorthand switch that I do in my psycho-emotional self, where I kind of go, so it's like, when we do metta in here, and sometimes I ask you, what would it feel like? And that's a real question, like, what would it feel like to hold yourself and all beings in this open friendliness, this loving kindness? This is something that a great teacher, Bhikkhu Analayo, has talked about, that over time, you just know how it feels to generate metta in the body for you. And for me, it's this expansive quality, and it's usually, I can feel it in the breath. And it's poignant somehow. And then just myself when I'm noticing that I'm being a bit of a knucklehead and judging people or othering people that I don't even know. And, I'll see if I can do a little loving kindness. Like, this is a human who was born, will live, and will die just like me, who wants to be happy, who tastes joy in suffering, who is heir to their thoughts, words, and deeds, who has had their heart broken, etc., etc., etc. This is a person just like me. And so I try to generate that reciprocity with them, that kind of solidarity. And if that doesn't work, I just tell myself, knock it off. That's not yours. You don't know anything about them. So, I don't know if that was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
If I'm understanding correctly, what you said earlier was that you can kind of identify the signature of metta in your body and in the sensations, and that comes with practice?
Yeah. I had never heard that before. I heard Bhikkhu Analayo say it, and that was one of those moments where I was like fist pumping, with my earbuds in, being like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that I've noticed over time, is that I really feel like you can cultivate just like anything, like when you see William's peanut butter oatmeal cookies, and you have a whole psychophysical response, Yeah, right? Instantly your body starts generating, pancreatic juices, or we're going to digest the hell out of this. It's going to be great, Or you want to go to work and I see someone I can't stand, and I'm like, instant aversion and fear. I'm like, God damn it. There they are. I got to work with them for 8 hours. I'm just going to try to stay out of their way. Similarly, metta and compassion, loving kindness and compassion can have a flavor in the body. And I feel like that could be a really useful way of kind of using it like a homing beacon. I don't know. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to